Hello, hello everybody. How you do? How are you doing? How is the new year so far? How is the year starting? Today is on 3rd January 2024. It's still a very brand new year. We thank God for this opportunity that we have seen 2024. It was just the other day that we were talking about 2023, but now we are already in another brand new year. So I want to welcome each and every one of you. It's the first time this year that I've gone on live showing my face. The other times I was just putting some bubbles and the rest, because you understand the festivities, how it is. So you just put on the bubbles, wishing everyone new year. But now I can be able to unveil my 2024 look. This is a look really well. So how are you doing? I'm hoping that you're doing great wherever you are. Where are you tuned in from? Let me know if you don't mind. Let me know where you're tuned in from. If you don't mind, I'll really appreciate. I'm happy to have you here. It's really a pleasure. Are you already back to the office? So today we're speaking about how to navigate around the new year. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can be able to hear me. The first thing that we are going to speak about today is be kind to yourself. You know, we've been through a lot the past year. Many things happened last year. You went through a lot of ups and downs. So don't beat yourself about the new year. Be kind to yourself. I know many of the things that we went through. The ups and downs were so much. But we thank God that we were able to see this year. So let's be kind to ourselves this year as we're starting up the new year, because you only have you to go through the year. And if you don't, if you're not kind to yourself, who will be there to face the new year? It's only you. So let's start by being kind, by appreciating ourselves. By being kind to ourselves, what we mean is, let me share this podcast to no matter what intentions we set for ourselves, there will be days and weeks we don't live up to the expectations. You know, when we're beginning the year, we normally set up our goals that we are going to achieve during the year. But then there are days and there are weeks that we don't live up to our expectations, the things that we had set for ourselves. the plans that we had for the year. There are days that we even don't want to think about those goals because of what you might be going through at that particular day. But we don't need to beat ourselves on anything because some days can be tougher and you might move away a bit from your expectations for the year. So let's understand that some days we might not live up to the expectations that we had set for ourselves, but this should not kill our morale for the year. We will definitely be beginning again and again, even if we fail to achieve. Maybe I'm thinking we should break these goals that we have into smaller, achievable goals. Let's not set goals which are so big. It's good to set big goals, but then we can start small. We can divide those what do we call? You can divide those goals that we are going to set for ourselves into smaller, achievable goals. You know, when you set small, achievable goals, you will definitely feel, or you'll even enjoy, because at every step of along the way, you can be able to know. Let me know if you can hear me. It's like I'm speaking to myself. I don't know why. Let me check. It's like I'm speaking to myself. Can you hear me? When we set I can't tell. I can't tell if you can hear me. So unfortunately, but as I was saying, if we set small, achievable goals for the year, let's set big goals, but then let's also set up small, achievable goals. Maybe say in first quarter I should have achieved this, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. You know, there are 4 quarters in a year. Maybe you divide your goals into smaller goals that can stretch throughout the year, so that you have, you know, there's some fulfillment that you get when you achieve something, no matter how small it is. So how about we divide those goals that we are planning for ourselves into smaller, achievable. Don't set things that you cannot achieve, because you will end up frustrated at the end of the day. If you set very big goals for yourself that you cannot be able to achieve, by the time you are in April, you will already be tired. You will already be tired, and you can never account for what happened in maybe your quarter one. So let's do small, but let's do small, but on things that we can really achieve. And as we started by saying, let's be kind to ourselves. We might have gone through a lot during the past year, and we are not even in a mood to set up ourselves or to plan for this year. Let's be kind to ourselves. Let's be realistic and learn that there are many ups and downs along the way. But then that's not stopping us from moving on. That does not stop us from setting new goals for this year, because most times as humans we might start to lament, and we start saying that last year I planned to do this, I did not achieve even one. It's fine. We are not going to dwell with the past, because past does not define us completely. What happened in the past remains in the past. Let's be positive. Let's see the glass half full this year. That's being optimistic. But if you become a pessimist, you know who's a pessimist? A pessimist is someone who's seeing everything in a lens of negativity. If you become a pessimist, you cannot be able to progress in anything that you're planning to do. If you see water in a glass, I don't have a glass here with me, and instead of seeing that glass as half full, you see, the way you define that glass, when you see water in a glass, the person who will say this glass is half full, that is an optimist, someone who is hopeful for tomorrow. Someone else will say this glass is half empty. Those are the people we call pessimists. They see everything in life in a negative lens. So people, let's be optimistic. Let's leave the pessimists or the pessimistic attitude behind in the year 2024 if you want to progress. If you had planned to do something and you are not able to achieve because of things come up, don't relent. Don't get tired of your plans. There's always a new day. When the sun rises every morning, it definitely shows that we have another chance to begin again. As long as you can see the sun every morning, it shows that God is giving you another chance to begin afresh. So don't beat up yourself this year. Let's be kind to ourselves. And as we said, there are some days that what you had planned to do, you might not be able to achieve. But it's normal. Some days we might be able to achieve our expectations, and on some days we might fail even to achieve those expectations. Let's be kind of ourselves. Let's be kind with ourselves and realize that sometimes things don't go as we plan. But then we are not giving up. We are pressing on, and we are definitely going to reach the goal. By the end of 2024, we'll have positive stories. We will have a lot to speak about as a family. Another thing is for you to consider your intentions. For example, the common things that we usually plan. Like I know most when you're beginning the year, you start planning things like you consider things like, oh, this year I'm going to lose weight. This year I'm going to save my money. I'm going to save to have a little savings. You'll say things. I'm just saying things which are normal. Like I'll get organized more this year. Those are very good goals to have for the year. But we should consider those goals. Are they things that we can achieve so that we don't get frustrated? We might plan to do some things, but along the way, we find that these things are too high for us to achieve, or the circumstances that surround those things that you had planned for the year are not achievable. So let's consider, as you go through the year, reevaluate your goals that you had at the beginning of the year. If you find out that the current circumstances that you are facing at some point in your life cannot allow you to achieve those goals, don't relent. You can revise them. You know, these things are not pegged on anything. It's a decision from you. If you find out that at some point during the year, the things that you had planned to do, you can evaluate things on your own, and you realize that no, Priscah, these things I cannot achieve. You still have a chance to reevaluate. You can reevaluate. Maybe you reduce some of the expectations that you had planned for yourself, or maybe you realize, wow, what I set up for the year was not so much. I can actually revise this. You can, so as we move along the way, as we said, let's divide the year maybe to quarters or something, and then in Q1 we analyze. If we see these things are not achievable, we revise. We can even drop some of those goals that we had for the year, and you move on with life. The thing is, you have something that you are looking up to. You have something, and it's good even to write down these goals, because when you just say it verbally without writing them down, you might not really what do you say, you may fail to really focus on those things. But then if you write these things down, I have a notebook. This is my office notebook, something big. I'm talking about, I don't know if I have a small one here at my desk. I don't have. I left mine at home because I'm in the office. Something small. I don't want to show what this is. This is something for the office. Maybe something this size, something small, a small notebook. This is something for the office. I don't want to maybe expose. Okay, I have a small notebook. On this notebook, write all your thoughts down. When you don't have any pressure, when you don't have any push and pull from anywhere, just have a sitting with yourself. Put down those thoughts that you have for the year. Write them down, because anything that is written, you can be able to hold yourself accountable. Because goals, these are things which are very personal. These are things that only you can be able to push yourself. Nobody, I've never had anyone pushing anybody on how far they have reached in their goals. It's a personal initiative. Nobody pushes you around to check whether you have achieved. Not like maybe in the office you're expected to do this and that. At home you have expectations from other people on what to do. But for goals, it's something which is very personal. And you only have yourself, nobody else, to push you. In fact, it's something that you don't even have to mention to anybody. For the goals that you have for yourself, it's something that you can easily, as I said before this, it's something that you can evaluate, drop, add, or because it's something so personal. So I have an habit of recording them. This is a big one. I have like a small notebook which you keep close by, not very far from you, so that you can actually be checking, and you toe the line. If you said in 2024 I'm going to save 500 shillings every month, if you have that thing close by, or if you have that thing at the side of your bed, you can even write and paste it on the side of your bed. Even in the office, you can put it in a place that you can be able to see any other time that you wish. You can have it very close. So every other month, you'll be reminded when you see that notebook, when you see that note beside your bed, that this year I had planned to be saving as little as 1,000 shillings every month on my savings account. And it will be in your mind because it's something that you can see. You remember there's something that it said, out of sight, out of mind. So visualize. If something that you can visualize, something that is here with you, something that you can be able to see, how about we keep it close by so that we can be able to be reminding ourselves every other day. There is power in written word, and actions speak louder than words. So if you put those things in paper and you progress to the next stage of putting these written words into action, that is where the gist is. As I said, actions, the actions that you're going to take after writing all these thoughts down, all these goals down, the action that you're going to take towards achieving this is what really matters. It speaks louder than even sitting down and writing. The actions itself, the step that you're going to take, the things that you're going to reduce, so that you can be able to that you can be able, just a minute. So as we were saying, the what do you call, sorry for that, someone just came in. Let me recollect my thoughts where I left it at. I was saying, okay, we said the actions that you we said actions speak louder than words. That's why I'll pick it. So what you had planned to do, what matters is the action, not the word that you've written down. It's the action. If you had said that you're going to save something for the year, you're going to save this amount of money for this year, the actions that you're going to take are what are going to matter at the end of the day, not what you've written. Taking the step of taking that money and putting it on the side is what speaks louder than just saying it verbally. So let's take the step. If you had said that we're going to lose weight, the steps that you're going to take, the action, you know, it's one thing to have a goal, and it's another to put it into action. So if you said you're going to lose weight, let's say an example, but then you're still taking in a lot of calories. If you are taking 6 slices of bread in 2023 and one of your resolutions 2024 was to lose weight, and you're now moving from 6 slices of bread to 7 slices of bread, how will you manage? How will you be able to achieve that goal? It will be very, 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 very difficult, and you might get frustrated along the way. If you had said that in 2024 you're going to get organized, but now you're even decluttering the space that you're in more, the space that you're sitting in, you're even now buying more and more things into the space that you're occupying at home. If you had said in 2024 I'm going to have a clutter-free environment, I'm going to declutter my home, but then as it is currently, you're even planning to buy more and more things that you'll not even end up using them. You still have the habit of, when you move along a street and you see something on the way, you cannot stop yourself from buying it. At the end of the day, you get that you declutter, you clutter your space. And you had said that you're going to get organized in 2024. How are you going to organize that space? If already it's cluttered, it might really take you up to 2025, and you'll be wondering, what's happening? What had I planned to do and I'm not doing? Kumbe it's only the goal that you planned. It's not something that you're so intentional about it. If you plan something, if you plan that you're going to do something, but you are not intentional, you are not serious about it. It's just there for the sake of it. There are some people who do things for the sake of it. But because everyone else is setting up goals for the year, you follow the crowds and you set up the goals, but you are not intentional. You will end up getting frustrated along the way. And you'll be asking yourself every year, I have never achieved anything that I've planned to do. No, dear, you've not failed to achieve. It basically means that you are not intentional. Let's be intentional with our goals. When you're intentional, there's something that is driving you. There's something that is pushing you. That you're in a particular way there's a particular way that you are running your affairs, and you have a certain goal in mind. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to achieve. So let's be intentional along the way. Let's be intentional on what you are planning to do, and we will definitely reach there. Another way to navigate throughout the year, and as we are planning to start the new year, let's focus on process, not results. Most times we usually focus on the results, that at the end of the day I will lose weight. That's a result. Resolutions like losing weight and getting organized are completely focused on results, because we have an end goal in mind, with no identification of a process of how to get there. You just say, you just write something, a blanket, like, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get organized. That is a results. Those are results. But then we fail to put in mind the process. The process is what matters, because from this process is where you're going to achieve your goal. Without the process, you cannot be able to achieve these goals. So let's focus on the process. Let's focus on the process that will be able to take us to where our goal is. Because the process is where the gist lies, just as actions. The process is where everything depends on. When you want to transform something, take into consideration the process and analyze. Is it something that you can be able to achieve from those processes? Is it something that you can be able to navigate? Is it something that is achievable at the end of the day? When you plan to exercise, if you said in 2024 I'm going to lose weight, and you really focus on the things that are going to get you into your goal, at the end of the day, if you achieve the things that you had planned, maybe I'm just using sana losing weight. At the end of the day, when you actually get to lose that weight, there will be some sense of fulfillment in you, because you went through the process. You cut down on calories. You cut down on maybe the things that you used to eat. You went and exercised. You tuned into YouTube videos. You enrolled in a gym. You followed everything to the latter. And now you have seen results. So let's focus on the process, because that is the process that brings us the fulfillment. When we achieve the things that we plan to achieve, there's some fulfillment that comes with it. Eventually you will be able to pat yourself on the back and say, I have achieved what I planned to achieve at the end of the day, and I went through this process. In fact, you can actually tell some people, this is what I went through for me to achieve this. You said you're going to go to school this year, you're going to complete your master's, you're going to complete your PhD. And at the end of the year, when you're graduating, maybe it's something that you've been doing for maybe 2 years, but you've not been able to complete. And this year, one of your resolutions was for you to complete school. And actually, at the end of the year, you manage to graduate. It's something that you can even give a testimony to other people and tell them, I was planning this year to go back to school, to graduate, to do A, B, and C. And now I've graduated from school. This is what I did. I used to go to work during the day, and in the evening I would go to school. Over the weekends I would go to school for 4 hours, mid-morning, before I went home to do 1 or 2 things. That is a process. You'll even be able to say the things that ulijinyima, the things that you stopped yourself from doing so that you achieved something. That is a process, and it's something that you can actually say if you're prompted, or if someone asks you how you did it. It's something that you can narrate if you went through the process. That's why it's good to go through a process on your own. If you're planning to maybe have a YouTube channel this year, you're planning to venture into a business, you can lay it down, the process that you went through until you achieved that thing. So let's focus on process and not results. Another thing is, let's change our habits. If you self-transform yourself, it starts, if you want to self-transform yourself this year, it begins with self-awareness. And self-awareness revolves around habits that we usually what do we say? Usually, is it focus on, or we usually do what? We usually find ourselves doing. So first, let's turn our attention to the habits that you would like to change, because it's only you who knows the kind of habits that you involve yourself in. So first, turn your attention to the habits and examine what sustains those habits. When you're self-aware, you do a self-awareness audit on yourself and say, in 2023, these were the things that I was doing. It's more of self-audit, because it's only you who knows the things that you usually do. So do a self-audit and do away with the things that you know, or do away with the things that pulled you down in the year 2023. It's not good to keep repeating things. If you keep repeating the mistakes that you do, doing a mistake is not, it's okay. It means you're trying to do something, but then a mistake happened. But if you keep repeating mistakes, that's now where the problem starts from. It's good as a human being that we keep learning from our mistakes. And it's from that mistakes that we learn. Have you heard somewhere that it's good to take a risk? All those people who are successful in life are those people who took risks. If you are in a place in your life that you feel that you're very comfortable, if you are at a place in your life that you feel that there's nothing that is bothering you, that you don't want to take a risk in anything in life, you fear the consequences. If you maybe plan to do a business or to venture into anything, you fear. There's this fear that clouds you. But it's only those people who take a risk in life are those people that we can pinpoint and say that person is successful. That is a person who took a risk in life. So this year, 2024, let's take risks. As long as, I usually like saying, as long as that thing is not illegal. The worst thing is doing things which are illegal. But if you're doing things which are legal, take a risk for those things that you are fearing to do, for the comforts that you unaogopa you fear to let go of some comforts in your life so that you can achieve something. How about in 2024? We read ourselves. It's good to enjoy yourself, but then let's have kipimo, let's have kiasi, so that we can be able to achieve those dreams that have been elusive all these years around. Let's not fear taking risks. Any idea that is in your mind, let's put it into action. I'll continue repeating that actions speak louder than words. For anything that you have thought about, all the things that you fear doing, as long as those things are legal, in 2024 we are going to take those risks. And if we fail, we will have a lesson to learn from it, and we are going to improve from that. Instead of you having ideas every other year around, but then you fear the outcome. There are people who fear outcomes so much. They say, what if I pump my money into this project and it fails? It's if these successful people, if they can tell you their stories, most of them have done what we call they have taken risks. Don't be afraid to take a risk, because it's on these green areas that we can be able to even pluck something from it. So in 2024, let's take risks, and if we fail, let's learn from it and move on from there. And we said, let's do some self-audit of our being for all the habits that we have. Even as you grow, as I know we are growing every other year. There are some things that you're supposed to be doing when you're of a certain age. There's things which are acceptable. But my dear friends, there are some things that you cannot be repeating every other year, because we are getting older. There are some things which, when you were told a 20-year-old did this thing, you can say it's fine, inaeleweka. But then imagine you're almost turning 30, you're almost turning 35, you're almost turning 45, and there are some things that you are still doing, some habits that you want to offload to 2024. Let's do some self-assessment of our habits. And when we see there's some things that we, honestly, there are some things, it's good as humans because we can get honest with ourselves. Let's get honest with ourselves in the year 2024. If there are some habits which are not sustainable for the stage that you're in your life, let's It's good to grow from one level to another. It's not good to go 5 years and then you go back doing things that you did 5 years ago. Let's grow and become better. If there's some things that you feel they're not meant to be, they're not going to lead you to your purpose in life currently, self-assessment will do, self-audit will do, read away those habits and move on swiftly. Because time waits for no one. Today is on third. The other day we're jumping up and down saying, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. It's now on 3rd January 2024. In a few weeks' time, 1st February will be here. Kidogo kidogo, 1st March, and days are going by so fast. Time is waiting for no one. This evening we pray God, we go to bed well, tomorrow we work. It's a brand new day. It's another day. Imagine, tomorrow is 4th January 2024. So if we don't do, let's do things swiftly. Let's move swiftly. The current world does not favor anybody who is sluggish. That I'll do tomorrow. No. Do what you gotta do now. It's still New Year. I'll still time is moving so fast. Before you realize it, we have closed quarter 1. Quarter 1 is how many months? 3 months. Jan, Feb, and March. 3 months already done. Quarter 1. So we can only navigate through this new year by being chap, moving at the speed of lightning, not behaving in a way that is so sluggish. No. Let's start the new year with high spirits. Let's start the new year on high tempo. Let's start the new year with a lot of strength. Don't say, by 10th I will have done this. You're still sluggish. People have already moved on. By the time you wake up, people have already started to do things that they are planning to do. So my people and my friends, let's get into it. Time is waiting for no one. Time is really moving on so fast. Before we realize it, it's 2025. Before we realize it, it's 2025. Did you see how fast 2023 moved? And I saw there was a chart that someone was posting. Just it was for information purposes. But then I think some of us are very old because they were starting from the year 1994. That if you're born in, I wish I would do my math. I wish I'd screenshot everything. The person was saying, if you're 1994, I'm thinking, let me just, was it 1994 that someone is already 30 something? Let me see. And then I said, I'm very old. Let me see. This is 2024. Just a minute. 0, 12, 30. Imagine, someone who was born in the year 1994. Hey, I'm old. God. What? Let me confirm. 440, 12, 9. In fact, someone who was born in the year 1994. They're already 30 years old. 1994. They're 30 years old. That is to show you that time waits for no one. It's a shock. It's a shock, and it's a big one at that matter. So that person had taken that time. He had analyzed from, I think, 1994. I think 10 years. 1994, 95, 96, 97, 98, I think. Then they were saying, don't think that when you're born in 1994, you're still a baby. Someone was born in the year 1994. This year, they're turning 30. That made me feel like it juggled my mind, and I realized that, wow, I'm getting old. It juggled my mind, and I realized, Priscah, if someone who is born in 1994 is turning 30 this year, you can do a quick math on the year that you are born. Quick math. And know that time is waiting for no one. Let's move fast. Let's move faster. Like lightning. Because if someone that 1994 turning 30 this year, do a quick math. I'll repeat that. From that chart, I saw someone born 1994 is turning 30 this year. Do a quick math on the year that you are born, and you will realize that time is waiting for no one. Soon, we'll be talking about we are 50-year-olds. And we thought we were still young. We thought we were still youth. Kumbe we are what? So the point that I'm trying to drive is, time is waiting for no one. Let's not be sluggish. Let's move at the speed of lightning and start on what you are planning to do for this year, because the reality check, time is moving so fast. Reality check, time is moving so fast. From that chart, I'll keep repeating and saying, if someone born in 1994 is turning 30 this year, my brothers and my sisters, let's get serious. Let's get serious and start focusing on what is important. Leave the stories aside. Many are the stories. Many are the things that we might be finding ourselves in. Many are the things that are going to come by our way. But let's get serious this year. Because soon and very soon, it will be 2025. Sooner, the month is almost ending. We're almost approaching 10th of this month. So let's move with the speed of lightning this year. Let's not give laziness a chance. Let's not give any being sluggish. Let's not give that a chance. Let's move with the speed of lightning this year. And we are not going, at the end of the year, you'll bear me witness that if you really focus on what you plan to do and you don't look back, and you focus on the process. We have spoken about the process which we have said is the important thing for us to do. Focus on the process and keep analyzing what you have been able to achieve once in a while. After a certain point in your life, do some quick analysis. Say, by 10th, I've been able to achieve this. By 15th, I've been able to achieve this. And if there are some things that did not enable you to achieve what you plan to do quick analysis and rekebisha. In this sides of the world, we say rekebisha or rectify. That's what we mean. We say rekebisha. That's Swahili to mean. That is Swahili to mean rectify what you might not have been able to do, and just do what you gotta do. I keep repeating that. Rectify and do what you gotta do so that you can be able to achieve what you had planned to do. Another thing is let's consider resolution alternatives. You know what is an alternative? Alternative is having a plan B. If you had planned to do something, but then you feel that that resolution cannot be achieved, that resolution is not achievable for this year, have alternatives, have plan Bs. Maybe you have a bigger goal and three small ones to complement the bigger goal. Have one, like maybe you have, like when you have objectives, what is it called? It's a vision, objectives, and what? Okay, have a bigger goal and have smaller goals to what do you say? Just a minute. Okay, we say what we're saying is have a big goal and then have smaller goals to complement the bigger goal, so that if you are unable to achieve the bigger goal, you already have alternatives that you can be able to achieve to gauge your achievement, so that if you don't achieve this bigger one, you can actually analyze and say, I was unable to achieve this, but I achieved this. That's still progress. That's something that you can be able to actually gauge. That's something that you can weigh, something that you can see, and you will reduce the pressure that we usually put on ourselves. Because yes, I had this goal, but I did not manage to achieve this goal, but I managed to do these alternative goals to support the bigger goal. So if I did not manage to do or to achieve the bigger goal, I've achieved the three smaller goals. So let's have alternatives. This year, if you are unable to achieve the bigger one, we already have other alternatives that we can be able to gauge our progress through the year. I know the pressure is so high when you're beginning the year. You really put yourself together, you pray, you put your thoughts together, you plan one or two things, but then when reality checks in, you realize that you have been unable to achieve what you planned to do. You realize that what you planned to do was not achievable. Now you start getting a lot of pressure. You start lamenting that I was planning to do this, but then I was unable to do this, and the pressure continues to rise. But if we learn to have alternatives to our goals, we will still pull through, because if you have an alternative, it means there's something on the side that you are able to achieve, even though you do not manage to achieve the bigger goal for the year. Another thing is, let's thank you, kindly leave a thumbs up and maybe a chat over there. I will really appreciate. Just press on the thumbs up and maybe share this, and I will really appreciate. Thank you. Just a moment. Another Another thing that as we're going to start the new year is find your why. Find your purpose for the year 2024. Figure out your intention for the year. Why are you, by find your why, I mean, what is your why to having this resolution? Ask yourself, why am I having this resolution for this year? Ask yourself that question. Why am I having that resolution for this year? As I was saying, find your why. Ask yourself, why am I settling on this resolution this year? Then you tie this why with a vision. And you will definitely achieve what you plan to do. Tie your why am I having this resolution to a vision and the process that you're going to use to achieve this particular thing. And let me tell you, if you find or if you know the reason why you are setting up a resolution, you have a vision of how you want to achieve this thing, and you already have the process within you. You know the process that you're supposed to go through for you to achieve this. Nothing is going to fail. Even if you fail, it will only be a very small percentage. You're not going to fail 100. You will achieve your dream, even if it's around 80%, of which that is work well done. That is an A. So find a why. You need to send a resolution, have a vision, and have the process clear and the end result that you're planning to achieve at the end of the day. If you combine all those things together, if you marry those 4 things together, you will definitely achieve your goal, achieve your resolutions at the end of the year. Another thing is you set achievable goals. At times as humans, we set a lot of unachievable goals. Things which are so high for us to achieve. Things that when you come to analyze at the end of the day, these are things that you cannot be able to achieve. No matter how hard you try, you set goals that are so difficult to achieve. And you end up getting frustrated along the way. This year, let's plan to set achievable goals. Let's plan to set achievable goals, because if you set something that you can be able to achieve, if you set a goal that you can be able to attain, at the end of the day, you will be very happy with the results. You will be very proud of yourself, and you will just a second. As I was saying, if you have a goal that you can be able to achieve without straining yourself, don't set goals that you end up straining yourself, you end up losing sleep. Goals are not things that deny us sleep. They are things that we can be able to achieve with the resources that we currently have, or even as I was saying, let's set achievable goals. That was just a call. Someone was calling me, and I cannot be able to receive that call at this moment because obviously I'm on live, so I cannot receive that call. Anywho, as I was saying, let's set goals that you can be able to achieve, because most times we set ourselves up for failure even before we start. Because if you set goals that you cannot be able to achieve, you are setting yourself for failure. Because let's be sincere with ourselves. If you set a goal that you find it so high, it's so difficult, it's so strenuous for you to attain, by the time you are in March, you're already tired. So how are you going to achieve that goal? How are you going to navigate around so that you can be able to achieve that goal? Let's set achievable goals. Things that when we see our strength, we can be able to achieve. Things that we see that when I go out of my way, I will be able to achieve this. Things that when you weigh your strength, you definitely feel like you are going to achieve this. Another thing that you can be able to navigate, that will help us to navigate during this new year, let's start slowly. Like, because we had said we should be fast about it, but in terms of habits, now this is pinpointed on the habits that we're used to. Let's start slowly to create, not another day, let's start slowly now to create consistent habits. You know, habits are the things that we do on a daily basis. So let's start now to slowly bring ourselves into new set of habits that will enable us to achieve our dreams at the end of the day. The habits that we might have had in 2023 might have stopped us or might have clouded our achievements for the year 2023. So let's start slowly. Let's do some self-analysis and start slowly. And while we are starting slowly, we create consistent habits. It's not possible to change everything about your life all at once. That you cannot be able to say fast 2024, I will be able to change everything about my life at a go. That is very impossible. But things which are sustainable are the things that you can be able to change slowly, bit by bit. Pick something. Pick something that you can be able to start with. Accomplish that. Move to the next. Slowly by slowly, you are going to reach there. Don't tire. Don't fear that I'm going to, that this is unachievable. These are too many. Start bit by bit. Start slowly by slowly. Just a moment. As we were saying, don't try to change everything about your life all at once. It's impossible. And if someone tells you it's possible, that person is lying. So let's start bit by bit, because you know, things that we have been through in our life are so much. And waking up one morning that on first 2024 I will change everything all at once, that is impossible. Let's do it bit by bit. Kindly leave a thumbs up on this broadcast. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. As I was saying, if you focus on the small things matter. Start small and do regular analysis of what you, or regular audit of what you've been able to do. And as we said, it's impossible. You can never wake up one morning and you say, I have stopped. Even those people who are drug addicts, even when they're being taken on what do we call this thing that they're being taken to? What is it? I've forgotten the name. Rehab. When they're being taken to rehabilitation, even those who are drinking heavily, they don't just stop them from drinking from that day, but they reduce the quantity slowly by slowly. If this person was taking 8 bottles of maybe beer in a day, they'll start by reducing from 8 maybe to 6 in a day. Imagine. Then they progress, they go to 4, they go to 3 because of those withdrawals. I don't know, there's something, and it can be so fatal. So they do reduce it slowly by slowly to slowly until that person can be able to cope without, because some things are habits that we've been through, they now form part of our life, and when we withdraw from them suddenly, it might even drastically affect our health. So when you do it slowly, it means that you're getting yourself out of these habits slowly by slowly, and at the end of the day, you are going to reach your goal. Let's also give ourselves grace and compassion when trying to make changes, as this will help our self-confidence at the end of the day. Let's not beat ourselves so much if we are unable to achieve some things. At some point, as human beings, we feel like we put a lot of conditions on ourselves, that I must. Delete the word must, because it's good even for us to give ourselves grace and compassion as humans, because it's only us that can be able to, that are going to achieve this. Let's give ourselves as humans grace and compassion when trying to make changes, and this will enable us to reach our goals faster than we even thought about. Let's keep reminding ourselves that small changes matter as well. You might beat yourself that I've not been I've not been able to achieve this big dream, but then let's give ourselves little grace, little compassion, that even if I manage to achieve this small goal by end of Q1, I'll really clap to myself. And I'll pat my back and say I've done something. Instead of us pushing, if you push yourself to the world, who will be there to achieve those goals that you have set for yourself? Let's do it bit by bit, and let's learn to appreciate ourselves all along the way. Kindly leave a thumbs up on this live. I really appreciate, as I said, I really appreciate so much. Another thing is, turn your weakness into strength. The things everyone in this world knows about their weaknesses, you can actually be able to pinpoint the weaknesses that you have as a human being. True, true story. In the year 2024, let's turn those weaknesses into strengths. Because every cloud has a silver lining. Let's identify the weaknesses that we have and turn them into strengths. Let's turn our weak points into our strength points. So people, when you're starting this year, identify your weaknesses, understand your weaknesses, prioritize those weaknesses, and eventually turn those weaknesses into strengths. Let your weak points, work on your weak points, because as humans, we know ourselves better. Most times as humans, people know how to fake it, but when you are alone, when you look at yourself alone, when you're having a meeting with yourself, you can really identify your weaknesses as a human being. You can actually pinpoint on your weaknesses. So turn those weaknesses, work on those weaknesses this year, because that is where your strength lies. Your strength lies on your weakness. Work on the weaknesses that you will identify. Have a sitting with yourself and identify all the weak points. Identify all the loopholes that have been preventing you from achieving your dreams and work on them. You will be surprised that it was just something small that you need to click for you to achieve your dreams. Work on those weaknesses. That is where your strength lies. Prioritize on them. Work on them. If you had a lot of fear, because as I like saying, fear has really clouded our achievements for many, many years. There's this animal called fear. If you identify one of your, like I said before, I like using myself as an example. Some few years back, I had a lot of, is it fear or, because I think fear, I don't know, but I would not, even speaking in front of people was a big problem. I didn't have the confidence. But then when I identify that is who I am, there's nothing that I'm going to change about it. That is what defines me, as in what I'm able to project is what I am. I stopped giving fear an upper hand, and I worked on that weakness, and currently I'm even amazed on the things that I can be able to do as me. If you ask people close to me, they can tell you that, wow, so it's possible. I was the kind of a person that I could not even stand in front of maybe a crowd of two people and say something, but now that is in the past. I identified the problem, and I noted that I had a lot of fear, and this fear can really stop you from achieving what you're meant to achieve in life. You get yourself at a point and you say, what, as I like saying, you start telling yourself, what will people say? How are people going to judge me? Leave people to judge. That is for them. This year, if you have fear like me some years back, that you fear what so and so is going to say, how are they going to project me? How are these people going to think about me? work on that. It's not it's not a good place to be. You will lose a lot. Even your goals, you will not be able to achieve your goals because you'll be even be afraid to speak to someone who is in a position to help you achieve your dream because of fear. You are afraid to approach someone to assist you for you to reach the next level that God intended you to achieve. Because of what? Because of fear. Let's rid ourselves from fear, even as we're beginning this year. As we said, take risks. Rid yourself from fear. Fear is a big disease. It can really mess you up if you don't put it under control for this year. If you're still in the cocoon of saying, what will so and so say, what will my neighbor say, what will my relatives say, you still have a lot of things to do for yourself. So let's move away from that. Identify your weaknesses. That was the point. I was just trying to explain something, but what I was driving at is, let's turn our weaknesses into our strengths. Let's work on them. Let's prioritize our weaknesses and work on them, and eventually we are going to achieve our dreams. Get some outside help. What do we mean by saying get some outside help? By that we mean, if you feel that for you to achieve a certain get get some outside help. There's no shame in asking for help, no matter what you're resolving to do. If you have resolutions this year that needs someone else to come and help you achieve them, don't hesitate to approach that person to assist you achieve that particular resolution that you have for the year 2024. As I said, there's no shame in asking for help, no matter who the person is. In fact, reaching out is being, as in being confident, will give you that pedestal to even approach someone to assist you. But if you're afraid to ask for help, you decide to keep to yourself, and you end up losing that important thing that you had planned to do for yourself for the year 2024. You'll have no one to blame at the end of the day. It's the lack of courage. Lack of courage, of which we said, let's rid ourselves from anything that can stop us from achieving our dreams in the year 2024. So, if you feel like you need some outside help, dust yourself, approach that person, let them know on their role that they need to play for you to achieve that dream. Maybe there are some people in life that are called, what do we call, destiny helpers. Every other person has a destiny helper in their life. There are some people that you meet in life and you realize that those people have enabled you to achieve your dream, or they have enabled you to achieve what you had planned to achieve. So let's not stop. Don't relent from seeking for outside help from someone that can come through for you. We never know who our destiny helpers are. That person might be just close to you. It may be someone that you need to reach via phone call. It may be someone that you have to reach via an email. But identify the destiny helpers. There are people that God has put on our way to assist us to achieve what we are supposed to achieve for the year. Reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out, because it might just be a phone call away. Your destiny helper might just be waiting for you, a phone call from you, for them to assist you reach your next level in life. So don't feel any shame. Don't start making judgments in your mind that what will this person say if I call them. No. Leave that to them. If you feel that a certain person will be able to assist you to reach your destiny, the next thing that you are going to do immediately is to reach that person. Reach out to that person, and you will realize that you will achieve that particular dream. Because at times there are some things that we plan, our resolutions that we plan for the year, but then it needs someone to assist us to achieve it. Don't hesitate to reach out. Don't relent to reach out. Reach out to the next person that you feel can be able to assist you, and you will be able to get assisted to achieve that particular dream. Goals. Goals our direct relationship with success. Goals are being tied to success.
Hebu imeannounce inapeana loan.
Another thing that you can be able to navigate through your goals for this year is set a deadline. By this I mean set a date um, with which you're going to complete your goal. Say maybe at this particular time of the year, I will achieve my goal. You know, there's some what do you call? There's some goals which you can be able to achieve before even the end of the year. Even in the first quarter of the year, there's some things that you can actually achieve, and there's some things that will even go up to next year. But maybe you're going to start this year, and then it progresses, or it spills over to next year. So set a deadline with which you're going to achieve those goals. If you find out that your goal is very big, it's important to break it into smaller, manageable. You know, there are some goals which are so complicated, they're so big and very complicated. Divide them into smaller, manageable goals, but on the side you put a deadline on when you're going to achieve this. For example, it's a very big goal. Maybe divide it into months. Say January and February, I'll have done this part of the resolution or the goal. March, April, May, I do this other part. And you divide it into smaller, manageable or achievable goals. At the end of the day, you will have achieved that particular goal. That one is clear. Another thing is for you to work on your mindset. You know, the mind is a very powerful tool. The mind is like the factory, it's like the driver of our bodies, or it's a driver of everything that we're supposed to do. So, first things first, even before we set our goals for the year 2024, let's work on our mindset. Let's speak to our mind. Let's tell our mind that we are going to achieve everything that we plan to achieve for this year. Speak to your mind. Have a positive mindset, because we have said the mind is a driver. Mind is a driver of everything that you're planning to do, or the mind is a driver of your body. The mind has all the coordination, it coordinates everything in the body. Even for me to move my hand like this, my brain has coordinated with my hands, and it has instructed my hand to move. It all comes from the brain. It's the engine that runs us. It's a brain child. It's a driver of all bodily functions. So if you change your mindset, if you work on your mindset, you will be able to have a positive mindset. As we had said, view the glass as half full rather than viewing it as half empty. That is the powerful mind of an optimist. As we started up our vlog, we said have a mindset of viewing the glass as half full this year. have the mind of an optimist. Don't be the pessimist who views the glass as half empty. Even as we're beginning the year, work on your mindset so that you can be able work on your mindset so that you can be able to put down things that you have the strength and the opportunity even to achieve them. And as we said, the mind is a very powerful tool. We work on our mindset. We tune our mindset to be saying yes, we can be able to achieve. We tune our mindset to have this positive approach towards life. Work on your mindset so that it has this spirit of yes, we can. That is the only way that you can be able to start this year. Let's start the year on a positive note. Let's not dwell on the negativity of last year. I know many things might have happened, many things that discouraged us, but as we are beginning the year, let's work on our mindset. Let's believe on our strengths. Let's believe on the strength that we have within. Let's believe that yes, we can. Because it's only the mindset that we have that can be able to push us into our next level in life. Read inspirational books. Hang out with other motivated people. Hang out with other motivated people. And believe in your own abilities. Each and every one of us is very unique. We have a very unique mindset. Our abilities are different. We have a unique way of doing things. Let's work on our mindset and believe in ourselves. It's good to believe on ourselves. Let's believe that. Remember, this is slogan of yes, we can. Believe on your abilities. Don't usijiweke chini. Don't say no, I cannot be able to do it. No, you can definitely do it. When God is on the throne, you will be able to do it no matter the circumstances. So my people, work on your mindset. Work on the things you plan to do. And at the end of the day, you will definitely reach there. misbehaving, it's showing me things. As we're saying, work on your abilities. Believe in your abilities. It's only you who knows what you can be able to do. Work on those abilities. Believe on your strength. Believe in yourself. There's nobody who will make you believe on yourself. You have to really believe on the strengths that you have and have this attitude of saying, yes, I can. In every opportunity, learn to believe in yourself. Learn to believe on the strength that God has given you. Work on your attitude at every opportunity. You know, with your attitude, it will enable you to focus on the things that you want to do. With the right attitude, you can be able to face any mountain. With the right attitude, you can be able to climb on any mountain. With the right attitude, you're going to connect with the right people. So work on your attitude every other time, because most times our attitude has been blocking us from achieving what we want to achieve, because we don't know what to exploit or what to showcase where, or what to say where. Work on your attitude at every given opportunity, and this should remain as a lifelong process. It should not end here. Even as we march into 2024, let's work on our attitude at every given opportunity. It will enable us to meet our dreams. Because today we're speaking about how to navigate and achieve your dreams in the year 2024. Let's start the year by having the right attitude. The right attitude of focusing on the results that we plan for ourselves. Another thing is for us to develop our skill sets. Do you know what's a skill set? These are things that you can be able to do. Let's develop the things that you can be able to do. Let's improve. Let's improve the things that we can be able to do. For the things that we don't have, if it means going back to school to improve on our skill sets, let's go back to school to improve on our skills. If those skills are things that we can be able to learn, even online. Nowadays, online, the things that we can be able to do online is out of this world. Let's leverage on the opportunity that online has presented to us. You can easily, at the click of a button, nowadays, if you want to learn something on the internet, it's on the click of a button. Just click, voila. Even things like speaking about things like if you're struggling with maybe cooking chapati, so you know the struggle. For those people who cook chapati, they know the struggle. The opportunity that internet has presented to us nowadays has really come, and let's leverage on online platform. Like I was saying, if you're trying to cook something like chapati, But nowadays it's so simple. No one can even know that you don't know how to cook it. Take your device, put on internet how to cook softly, not only soft chapati, how to cook soft layered chapati. Imagine coming from someone who doesn't know how to cook to looking on the internet on how to cook soft layered chapati. That's a blessing. And I've learned that when you follow those steps slowly, 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 you take your time, you will find out that you will be able to cook not only those chapatis, but you will even how to do yourself and cook the very best chapati that you can be able to cook just by leveraging on the online platform. There's some we're speaking about developing your skill sets, and I was telling you the best platform that you can be able to develop your skill sets is the internet. Another option is going to school. Another option is learning DIY, do it yourself. There are some things that you can actually do it yourself. You can learn on your own, even by seeing what people are doing. As you know, new goals necessitates that we learn new things. If it's something that you've never done it before, because we are saying New Year resolutions, we assume that these things are new. And for you to do anything new, you have to learn the skills which eventually turns into personal growth. You know, when you learn a new skill, it will equate or it will eventually equate to personal growth at the end of the day. So don't hesitate to learn a new skill that can be able to propel you to achieve your dream at the end of the day. Figure out which new knowledge you will need to be able to achieve your dream. Find or identify the best source where you can be able to learn that skill. You see the process of you to improve your skill sets. You first identify the new skills that you need to attain. First, identify the new skills that you need to attain, and then figure out how you're going to achieve it, and also go ahead to find the source of the place that you're going to achieve this dream. As I said, online is the best platform that you can learn, even plaiting hair. If your goal for 2024 was learning how to plait hair, maybe cornrows, maybe braids, maybe lines, plain lines, you can just log online and you have someone ready who will accept for you to practice on their head, or you buy a dummy. You see those dummies with hair? Buy those dummies with hair. Start plaiting those hairs. In no time, if you become consistent, if you allow yourself to go through the process, you will eventually learn that skill. Even if it means you're going to invest heavily, nothing comes easy. If you like something, you can invest on that thing, and eventually you are going to be successful in any particular thing that you've planned to get. Because even for you to go to school, it's not easy, it's not cheap, it's comes with a price tag. Just by going to school, it has a price tag. It has a price tag. And for you to be able to achieve that, for you to be able to get that correctly, you will need to go back to school. And going to school doesn't come cheap. So just a few minutes. As we said, for you to, some of the goals that we have planned for the new year, they don't come cheap. It needs you to invest heavily. So identify the areas that you need to improve. Find out the place that you need to go in order to improve those things and invest. As I was saying, most of these things don't come cheap. Even going to school doesn't come cheap. You need to really cough some money to enable you go to school. Most of these things, some of the things that our goals are pegged in don't come cheap, and it might need us to dig deeper into our pockets so that we can be able to achieve it. So don't hesitate into our pockets and work on those dreams that you have planned to achieve in the year 2024. as a wrap to this beautiful conversation that we've been able to have today, uh, let's start our year on a high note. Let's have a positive mentality. Let's work on our weaknesses. We've learned that we can be able to convert, or we can be able to change our weaknesses into strengths. Let's really focus on them. Let's work on our weaknesses, because as we've learned, our 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 weaknesses can easily be turned into our strengths. It's something that we can work on, and eventually we can be able to turn our weaknesses into our strengths. Another thing that we've learned today is let's develop our skill sets. Even if it means we're going to put in resources to develop our skill sets, let's not hesitate. Let's just do that and be able to achieve our dreams for the year 2024. Another thing is that don't hesitate to reach out to people who you feel are in a position to assist you to achieve our dreams. Let's not shy away. If you feel like someone is a destiny helper, if you feel like there's someone who God has put on your path to assist you to achieve a certain dream, don't hesitate to approach that person and let them know the role that they have to play for you to achieve your goal for the year. People by there are really willing to help. It's just that people are afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out, because most of these people that have accomplished in life, they are really willing to help because they know the struggle. They know the things that people have to go through for them to achieve some certain things in their lives. So don't have fear that what will that person say when I approach them. As I have affirmed to you, most of these people are really willing to help, and they can actually, because the destiny helper is supposed to push you from this level to another. These destiny helpers can really push us from where we are right now and enable us to reach our destination, to enable us to achieve our dreams. Another thing that we have spoken about as we start the year is that time is moving so fast, reality check. And we even spoke about something that someone had posted online, where someone had given us a list of years, and it started with 1994, that anybody was born in the year 1994 is already 30 years old in the year 2024. They are going to turn 30 in the year 2024, born 1994. That goes to say that we are not getting any younger. Age is catching up. Today is on 3rd of January 2024. The year is already going past, or is going by very fast, and soon we are going to realize that we are already mid-year. First quarter's gone, second quarter's gone, now we are in mid-year. What will you have achieved by then? So let's move fast. Let's change our habits in the year 2024. But for us to change our habits, we don't need to rush, because you cannot be able to achieve everything on one sitting. Rather, you can be able to change them slowly by slowly, bit by bit. If you rush to do everything at the same time, you will get fatigued. Let's work on our goals. Let's work on our resolutions bit by bit. And for our habits, let's consider moving them or changing them. The bad ones, I'm speaking of on the bad ones, let's change them slowly by slowly. Let's not rush, because when you rush, anything that is anything to rush, there's a question mark. But trust the process. Trust the process. Do it slowly by slowly. And at the end of the day, we will have achieved our dreams. Another thing that we spoke about is let's develop our goals at the beginning of the year. Not just by saying, but they become goals if they are written. So after imagining, after having it in our thought process, let's go to the next stage and actually write them down. Write them down, and eventually we are going to start practicing them, and we are going to achieve it. We are very positive. We have said we are going to work on our attitude. We are going to what do we call? We are going to affirm ourselves. We are going to believe on ourselves. We are going to believe on our strengths. We are going to work on our weaknesses this year. And eventually we are going to achieve our dream at the end of the day. At the end of the day. Because that's what we were aiming at. We are going to achieve our dreams. Another thing that to help us is to be optimistic, to see the glass half full, not half empty as a pessimist. We've learned that the optimist will see a glass as half full, but a pessimist will see a glass as half empty. Let's work on our attitude for the year 2024. Let's work on our attitude, nothing more. And we are going to achieve whatever we have planned to achieve. Another thing that we've learned is take the first step. The first step determines the destination. You will not be able to achieve anything if you don't take the first step. Every journey begins by taking the first step. So, how about we take the first step to the things that we want to do? For the plans that we have, take the first step. No? Don't wait for tomorrow. Start now. The things that have been derailing us is we tell ourselves, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it the day after tomorrow. No. Take the first step and start now. Take the first step and begin what you are planning to do now. Another thing that we've learned is it's one thing to set a goal, it's another to make it actionable, and also the process. We've learned that the process also matters a lot. The process is where everything is. The process that you will eventually enable you to achieve your goal. this year, let's focus on the process. You know, the process that you pass through when you're trying to do something, that is the path that you will use to achieve that particular dream that you have set yourself to do this year. So let's trust the process. Let's not be quick to look for shortcuts, because when you focus on the shortcuts, you're setting yourself up for failure and you might regret it. You better go through the process. No matter how hard the process is, our eyes will be focused on the goal, and whatever we'll do in between here, it's just meant to prepare us to reach our goal. So let's not look for shortcuts. Let's focus on the dream, and eventually we will reach our goal. I'm very optimistic about that eventually we are going to reach our goal. And as you're planning to do anything today, take the very first step. Don't say I'm waiting for next year to do something. No. Take the first step today. Take the first leap today. And without knowing it, if you had planned that you're going to go back to school in the year 2024, take the first step now. Even call those universities that you're wishing to attend. Even look at the fee structure. How many semesters is supposed to be there? What will be required of you? Just prepare your mind. Take that step. Don't say, I'm waiting for so and so that we can start to go back to school together. No. This is a personal initiative. It's something that comes from within. It's something that comes from within you. So take the first step today. Put your thoughts, put the thoughts in process. Go through the process and eventually put it down on paper, and you start acting on those things. Another thing is, don't give up along the way. As we've said, there's a lot of challenges on the way. There's a lot of ups and downs along the way. But as resilient as we are not going to give up. We will work towards the achievement of that dream, and we are going to achieve it. There's nothing under the sun that is going to make us relent on this journey. Because it's a new year, we are assuming that everything is new, and as sure as we'll see, or as God wishes that we see the sun tomorrow, if we feel like we failed to achieve our dream today, we are going to go at it again tomorrow. The sun rising is just an affirmation that God is giving you another chance. God is giving you a clean slate. Don't be derailed by the things that happened in 2023. No, those things are not going to define us in any way. Anything that happened in 2023, those are past tense. We are going to start afresh in the year 2024, and we are going to achieve our dreams, no matter the difficulty that we think that might be on our way. We are going to achieve it. We will achieve it. So don't derail. Don't fear anything. Don't look back. Don't be afraid. God is there with you. And everything that we have set our eyes that we are going to do, we will achieve it in the name of Jesus. So let's put God first, because in everything, if you put God first, all your plans will fall into place. Know the place of God in your life. If you are on the same page with your God, if you put all your worries before God this year, even for your plans, before you set out to do your plans, let God know your plans. Speak to God. It doesn't cost any money. You don't need to go through anybody. Speak to your God directly. And if you put God first this year, try. If you put God first, if you believe in God, and you do your things right, do things that please God this year, you will definitely achieve your dreams and even more. You'll even get shocked by your abilities. You'll even get shocked by the things that you can be able to do. Why? Because you have learned the secret, which is putting God first. Let God be the center of the things that you're planning to do. Let God be the author of the things that you're planning to do. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. Rather, you'll praise God at the end of 2024, even throughout the year. Because He will bring things into your way that will be able to open the way for you to be able to achieve your dreams. So, we are very positive. We are starting the year on a high note. We are going to encourage each other throughout the year. We are going to speak to each other throughout the year. We are going to pray for God's guidance throughout the year. We are going to pray for God's protection throughout the year. And at the end of the year, God is going to deliver for us. We are going to come out with a big testimony. We are going to trust God. We are going to trust God, and God is going to elevate us from one level to another. Eventually, we are going to achieve our dream. Thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate for those who dropped by. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for joining. We are unfortunately going to end our live today. Let's meet next time on our live, and let's keep encouraging ourselves. In everything, let's put God first. God is in this story. See you next time. Bye.